Welcome to the bush. What we're doing today borderlines on stupidity. It is -1 degrees right now, Fahrenheit, and we're going camping. Now, we're going to take the Durango. We're going to have lots of supplies. This is not a backpacking trip. This is a vehicle-supported trip. So everything should be good to go. We're going to head out to the Trapper's Camp and see how warm we can stay. I want to know that I can be comfortable in all the conditions that Southeast Iowa can bring. Don't try this at home. Let's see what happens.
Make it look so easy. Ooh.
Well, we made it till almost dark, and we're still alive, and our feet are finally warm.
Yes.
Even though we have 3 layers of socks on. Thought it would be time for step 2, seeing as I got to drink my step 2 now before it freezes. So having step 2 a little bit early tonight, and going to have this Space Camper Frozen Raider cold IPA. I thought this would be fitting. You know, if only I had a frosty mug. Oh, wait. There's one. Yes. Yes, yes. The rest of the evening, I will be putting warm beverages in my body. But it isn't a camp out without a step 2. Cheers, Tiffany. Ooh! That hit the spot.
It's so cold.
Yes! If you're not getting out and having fun in nature, then what's wrong with you? You gotta do this kind of stuff. This might be a little crazy, but this is like a bucket list. This proves that, like, I can handle, and so can Tiffany, all the temperatures that Southeast Iowa can throw at us. That's pretty neat. That's pretty awesome. We have a wide range of temperatures in this area, all the way from -20 to 120. So we get to experience all kinds of weather here. So you got to get out and enjoy it. And I would much rather do this than camp in 100-degree weather any day, unless we have the Vamper and a lake to swim in.
That's correct.
So we're just sitting here by the fire. Just put a fresh batch of coals on our Mississippi pot roast. That won't be ready until later. So we brought some soup from the house, and we got that heating up. And we also brought some melty sandwiches, you know, ham and cheese sandwiches. And Tiffany just put them in tin foil, so we can just throw those over the coals. And I've also got a thing of water over the fire at all times, so we'll have hot water for tea. We've already had some tea. And I'm going to make hot toddies later, non-alcoholic version of hot toddies. And we got some apple cider. So we're going to constantly be putting warm things into our body. So what I want to talk about is the measures that you can take. A lot of people are like, how the hell do you do this? You know, and you have to think through it. Like, what measures can we take to make ourselves as comfortable as possible? And so one of the big things that we're doing is we're creating a lot of warmth over the fire by boiling water, making tea, making hot beverages, eating hot soup. Everything we're going to put in our body, except for this step 2, is hot. And that's going to help really warm us up. Another trick that we have is we did try out some hand warmers. They were on clearance. And I see why they were on clearance, because they don't work very well, do they? Let's talk about the shelter. As you can see, I put plastic up. I had some random scraps of plastic laying around. And so I put some plastic up to just block it in a little bit more. And it is helping a ton. I'm going to put another tarp up, and we're going to create a door. So this will be completely 360 degrees enclosed, and it is significantly warmer than it is outside, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's what we've done by creating at least 3 microclimates. The first microclimate is our clothes, our body, and the immediate clothes that we're wearing. The next one will be the bedding we sleep in. And then the next microclimate would be the shelter itself. So each one of those is a step a little bit colder than the other until you get out in the open air. So the further you can distance yourself, the better. The big thing that we're having the most problems with is our feet staying warm. Our toes are getting cold. And we both have 3 layers of socks on. And we both have snow boots with, you know, boots with the fur. The one thing that we've found isn't an issue is our hands.
No.
Here in the shelter, like, my hands are perfect. Yep. Like, we probably haven't had our gloves on for over an hour now, and we're doing just fine. I kept telling Tiffany that she's going to be warmer than she thinks, and so far...
He had to pep talk me to come to do this.
Yeah. She wasn't all about this idea. I've camped in 30 degree, 20 degree, 15 degree, 10 degree. I've camped in, like, I've worked my way down to this.
You just threw me to the sharks.
Yep. She just went from basically summer vamping with me and fall camping.
30 degrees.
Like 40. Yeah, 30. We were here last time. It was
like
30 degrees.
Like 38.
There's no reason why the average person, even maybe somebody who doesn't like cold weather, I think could still handle this. You just have to you have to put some thought into it, and you have to think about what you're doing. And you have to have the right gear, but we don't have anything super expensive on, to be honest with you. Old pair of Carhartts, they were probably expensive when they were brand new, but these are my dad's old Carhartts from cutting wood back in the 80s or 90s, so you can work with what you got. We also have a scarf on. That is huge for just protecting your neck and stuff. And of course you want a good stocking cap on, or maybe a balaclava, or some sort of maybe one of those bushy lumberjacker hats, I call them.
Cousin Eddie.
Yeah, Cousin Eddie hat. But anyway, we're happy as can be here, and we're about to tear into some warming soup. And this is great. It is so cold that my tarp that I had folded up, this is a 8x10 tarp. I'm going to use it to cover this doorway. This tarp is literally frozen into shape when it was folded. So, unfolding it is a job in and of itself. It's about to get much warmer in there.
Good. You think this will keep cheesy out?
Nothing keeps cheesy out.
He wasn't lying when he said he was going to keep me comfortable with a massive fire.
So here we are. It's 8:14, and the snow is melting off of the roof. The umbrella that Jimmy Griggs gave me is covered in snow, and so it's melting. So I just simply put our bush pot underneath the underneath where it's dripping, and it's creating sort of a rhythm. It makes me want to sing a song. But hey, this is how we collect water in the bush. This is so fun! These are the kind of foods you want to eat when you're out in the bush in these kind of temperatures. You want to eat something that you can feel it slide down your esophagus and hit your stomach and just warm your whole body. Same as with what you drink. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Ice, ice, baby. Is it good? It's got a little spice to it, don't it? We had to switch bunks because the ice was melting off of the other bunk and it was running right into the bedroll. Then the ice was melting off of this bunk and running into the bedroll, so I stapled up some plastic, tried some different things. Anyway, we spent probably the last couple hours trying to just make things survivable, livable. I'm not about to give up. This is a bucket list thing for me, so here we are underneath the covers. Got the Hunter Antarctic Wiggies bag, everything going, but we're registering. We just had 85 degrees. We just had to disturb it to get the camera so we could record this, but 82.6, 82.0, it's dropping a little bit, 81.9, but we're talking over 80 degrees underneath the covers here, and it is at least -2 outside. So this is pretty cool. And now we're building her back up. Building heat back up, going up to 83. That's pretty freaking cool when you think about it. So this is what I mean when I talk about microclimates. It's probably even warmer next to our skin. Close to 98.6, right? Well, folks, we made it. Take it from me, don't do this. There's no really logical reason to camp in this kind of weather, in all honesty. Unless you have a hot tent or something like that, and better gear than we have. Learned a lot. And I lost the Durango key somewhere last night. Afraid it ended up in the fire somehow because we hung clothes above the fire. I really don't know where the key is for that. I really hope we find it. But it's a little more than a half-mile walk back to the house. I'm going to have to walk back to the house and get the spare key and walk back to get the Durango started while we tear down camp. So, you know, sometimes you have a bust. I wouldn't call it a complete bust because we did complete the camp out. And we did manage to stay, I wouldn't say completely comfortable through the night. But our hands and toes and stuff didn't get cold. Nothing, we never got cold under the covers. The covers slid off a few times. And we woke up with no covers. And there was some pretty miserable moments. Definitely glad to be calling it. And I'm definitely glad to scratch this one off my bucket list. So, if you're ever thinking about doing this, camping in negative weather, don't. It's just really stupid. Anyway, I'm gonna get things packed up so we can get back to a climate-controlled house. Look what Tiffany just found. Yes! This makes me really happy. So, not a bust, really. Things actually went okay, all things considering. So, yeah, we had to move bunks because of the water dripping down on us. But you better believe I'm going to be trying to put a fix to that so that doesn't happen again. But anyway, I'm so thankful. Thank you, Tiffany. And thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next time in the bush.
So after we found the Durango key, the Durango wouldn't start. It was like ice locked and the ignition wouldn't turn over. So after I messed with that for about 15 minutes, I finally got it to work. I will say I have the utmost respect for him in the aspect of, yeah, he had to pep talk me to come out and do this, but everything with his camp out that could go wrong has went wrong, and he's shown no signs of absolute defeat. He's always just continued to encourage and push to make it through. He is the absolute best companion. He was always making sure I was warm, putting more wood on the fire, ensuring I had something warm to drink or eat. And he's the absolute best camping buddy there ever could be. So we don't have any issue.
Well, we got in the Durango after we found the key, and the key had been lost all night. So I went to bed knowing that I was going to wake up and probably have to walk to the house. And thankfully, Tiffy found the key. So then we went to start the Durango, and the ignition was froze up. And so we fought that for about 20-25 minutes. And I was in the woods when I heard the vehicle start. Tiffany got it going. It's been kind of just one issue after another. So if you ever do this kind of camping, that's what you can expect.
Well, baby, you can check that off your bucket list.
Yes.
You think you'll ever do it again?
Yeah, I do, but I think that I'll definitely do some things differently.
Do you think I'll ever do it with you again?
I think you will, but I think you're going to want some things differently too. One of the big things that I want to do differently is we need to get another Wiggy's sleeping bag and zip our two sleeping bags together and make one big one, which you can do with the Wiggy's bags.
That way I don't wake up with nothing on me.
Yeah. Covers kept sliding off. Yeah, there was cold spots. No matter how hard you try, there's cold spots.
Yeah.
But I think if we had a good sleeping system, I think we'd do a lot better. And make sure that your shelter isn't leaking water. That's a big one. Anyway, live and learn. That's why we do this. We do this to test our abilities and to see what we need to work on. And then we go back out next time and be better at it. And so yeah, I will do another Subzero camp out. It's easy coming back from this one to say I'll never do that again, but the truth is I will. I'll do it again because I'm not a quitter, and I enjoy this kind of stuff. I really do.
You persevere, baby.
Absolutely. And one thing, I will not lose the key.
And if you do, make sure you have a Tiffy to find it.
Yes. Yes.